No orange peel either. A couple dry spots, but no orange peel, no overspray. Nice. Yeah, I can see why you wanted it. I get it. So the other day I was over at my buddy's house and I made a video. Everybody exploded that video of me painting that car. Let me tell you something, guys. This is kind of a recap to that. I decided to come home and look at that video, and I decided to show you some of my cars. Most of my life I have built drivers. Yeah, he's got to find that door buzzer. Wow. Wow, he wasn't kidding. Well, it's not really bowling ball. It is flake. It is truly metal flake. It's not metallic. One guy said that's real flake. So he's right. You can't see any striping. Maybe a little bit here. Wow. No orange peel either. A couple dry spots, but no orange peel, no overspray. Nice. Yeah, I can see why you wanted it. I get it. It definitely stands out, don't it? A little bit of striping on that side. A little bit here and here. A little bit. Yeah, next time we do it, I gotta have more light. I couldn't tell that inside. So we're back over at the scene of the crime for you guys that wanted to pick on this car so bad. And let me tell you something. This man does not care about a show car. This man cares about a driver. And that's what this car is all about. He's had this car 20 years, actually 25 years. He painted it 20 years ago. The paint they sold him 20 years ago was a lighter shade. He didn't like it, but he lived with it because he shot it. So he wanted to get it darker. And the reason it's striped is because I was trying to go gently. I put sealer on it. I put 3 coats of base on it. I put tack coats of sealer and tack coats of base. Then we shot 1 solid coat of clear with this flake in it. And he was scared to death. He didn't want bowling ball. He didn't want dune buggy. He wanted something in between. You know, you guys know what the dune buggy is. Them great big flakes that make it look like a stop sign. So he's tickled to death with it. I'm tickled to death with it. Now he did a lot of body work. He fought this bumper, and because of these aftermarket fenders, these are brand new aftermarket fenders, and this bumper will not go in. And the other thing everybody's commenting about back here, this isn't a dent. It's a low that he missed in wet sanding. I didn't do the body work to this car. I solely was asked to shoot the car for him. He ran into a few mistakes. This man, I've been working with this man for 45 years. Me and him learned body work together. Okay, we have forgotten more than we ever remember. Me and him were doing body work together back in the 90s. And he's a cut and buff guy. I will not. I will pay somebody to cut and buff. I will not. I will shoot that car and I'm done. Okay? Here, behind you. Turn around here. This is the car I painted for that man 30 years ago. Still shiny. Okay? Never had to cut and buff it. That was the paint we got back then. No stripes in the purple. Okay? This car came out beautiful. Alright? No striping, no nothing. Over the years, the paint has gotten increasingly difficult to work with. We had to replace a roof on this car back when you couldn't get roofs. Back when you got junk quarter panels. And I'm going to point all that out to you. But here's my job 35 years ago. That stayed inside 30 years ago. 30 years ago? 93? Ooh. 91 maybe? 91 maybe. I painted this car for him. We did all the body work together. We did quarters, we did lower doors, we did lower fenders. The lower doors have popped a little bit. It seems to be impossible to stop these Mopar doors from popping. The quarters never popped again. The roof popped a little bit because back then we had to take an original Challenger roof, cut the top off, and we didn't cut it in the seams. We cut the shell. Okay, I'm not going to pull it all apart. He's got it all covered up. But we cut a shell and we overlapped a little too far. Okay, and it rotted and it started to bubble where we overlapped too far because of the moisture in the air. Just like today, it's so humid. I wanted to be dressed up today and I've been working. I'm sweating my ass off. Anyway, I have so much more to talk about this purple car because, man, we're close to 120,000 views. And armchair warriors that want to give that car a hard time. Man, you guys have lost your mind. That's exactly why you're paying $100,000 for a restoration. He has $1,200 in materials in that car. My time for 14 hours because he's my best friend. Every time I call him, he comes running to help me align doors. Okay, every Mopar I do, me and him align the doors on. And when he said, hey, I need help, I took off and I gave him the help. And he's got about 30 hours of body work on that car, and he missed that low in that rear quarter panel. And everybody blows it up. I'd be ashamed. Ain't nobody here ashamed. The man's going to go out and drive that car and enjoy that car. He's probably going to wet sand and bump it. I have 3 full coats of heavy clear. And everybody that commented at the very end, no. I use high volume, low pressure gun that he bought brand new for the sealer, for the base, and for the I use my DeVilvis knockoff gun for the first coat of base, for the first coat of clear with the metallic because it had a better tip in it, in my opinion. Then I switched back to the high volume, low pressure for the second coat of clear. I didn't like the way it was laying, so I went back to my DeVilvis knockoff gun for the last coat of clear. There's enough clear on that car to wet sand it for days. And the thing is, there's not even any orange peel. Everybody said, oh my God, it's overspray, yeah. You have no clue. These paints lay different today. There's a little bit of a dry spot right here. But for the most part, walk around this car real slow 3 times with the camera, and then I'll finish the rest of it. I think it looks beautiful. I think it's going to stand out. Ain't no other 69 goat out there like this one, that's for sure. Everybody said there was ripples and waves. Yeah, I don't see a wave one in this quarter panel. I don't see a wave one. I think he's already wet sanded right there. Sure looks like it. Wow. Man, yeah, that's Metal Flake. She definitely stands out. She's one of a kind. I wish he'd paint his hood scoops black. I think it looks so cool with the detail in the hood. We've got a couple things left to put on her. You know, you guys give such a hard time. Oh, there's waves. Oh, there's a dent. You know what? It's not perfect. And I'm going to tell you something. The majority of the men and women that come to me, they don't want perfect. They don't want a $30,000 paint job. They want it clean. Yes, I'm sorry he missed this low right here. Right here is a low. Right there. Right there is a low. But it's not a wave. It's not a dent. Okay, he should have put more high build on it and blocked it out better. He missed it. So what? You guys, we build drivers. We don't take them to car shows. We'll go to the car show, park in the parking lot, and walk around the car show. Because we're not about bragging about our cars. And I didn't get on here to brag about this paint job. I got on to show other men and women that you can do this, okay? Walking straight. For most of the people I work for, man, it's about driving these cars. Look at this. I put this car together. Okay, you just never know. This is actually high build primer they didn't attach to that fiberglass. All right. You can see it popping there. You can see it popping there. It's cracked here, which is fine. No big deal. I'm putting the dual fours back on. I was still hoping that the parts were going to be here this weekend so I could put the dual fours back in. I don't know if you guys remember the busting out the metal hood. Anyway, you can look down this car. This car's got an orange peel on it. This car has imperfections on it. But I really don't care. And the people I build cars for don't care either. Okay? This car's not perfect at all. Will it buff out real nice? It sure will. It sure will. When I started to make this video, you know, I was looking at that video I did over to George's after we pulled this car outside, Mr. George. And when you walk up on that car in daylight, it's sparkly. Yes. But when I came home and looked at it in the camera, you can see more with the camera than you can see by the naked eye. I can see the striping again. We're going to fix that striping. And yes, I know, when you paint this way, I have a pattern. I've been painting cars since the 80s, and I have a pattern. If my fan's over here, I start on the trunk, I go down the quarter, I go across the roof, and I keep the overspray going towards the fan. So if I was using silver metallic is the worst to spray. About 5 minutes after you've done your last coat, you come back and you shoot this way, okay, way above the car. You just want to uniform the metallic on it. That's only the second time I've ever used flake in clear. There's stripes in it, and we want to fix it. Yes, he missed the low in that quarter panel. Does he care right now? Man, he put that car together. He's going out and drive the shit out of that car. Just like I'm going to do with this. I'm not going to wet sand above it. But come here, let me show you some of the other cars. Miss Judy's, who's supposed to be leaving here any day now. It's not a show car. Will it buff out? Will the paint be nice? You sure will. That was base clear. That's got two coats of clear on top of the base. Okay. This one here is my daughter's Challenger. Body's pretty firm on this one. My daughter, she is my worst critic. She is my absolute worst critic. Okay, she was a motor builder. Okay, and my one daughter helped build motors. The other one helped wet sand cars. And she never understood how much it took to get that perfect car. But she will pick my flaws to death. God forbid the body man who puts this car together, because she's going to want it perfect. I'm not that guy. Come on over here. The black truck. You know why it's flat black? Okay, it's flat black because it needs a lot of body work and it looks good flat black. Alright? Lorraine's car. That was a very dark metallic purple. I had no striping out of it. Okay, what little striping I had in it back 30 years ago when I painted it, I was able to make it go away. So look at these Trans Am. I got to get this thing washed up because I'm going out cruising this weekend. But this Trans Am, she looks great washed up. 5 mile an hour car, because she looks great. This is the original hood that they did. It's popping. Okay, if you look over here on this fender, something happened to my high build primer. Okay, I don't know what happened. I blocked this thing several times and something happened to my high build primer. The paint cracked, the primer cracked underneath of it. I don't care. I'll reshoot it. You know, I live in the state of Delaware. In the state of Delaware, you're allowed to paint 3 cars in your backyard a year. You know, and how do I know that? Well, I painted a couple cars. Somebody called the EPA on me because that shit stinks. And the EPA came out and looked around and said, I'm not a commercial business. He said, don't paint more than 3 a year. Tractors, trucks, whatever it is, the EPA doesn't mind. You can make a beautiful paint job in your backyard. You can make a beautiful paint job in a small garage. Everybody said that garage was coated in dust. No, it wasn't. That garage barely had any dust in it. We had a little teeny box fan, slowly moving the fan out. What you saw was the last coat of clear. And man, I used that gun to lay it on heavy. Okay, the first 3 shots of that car were with a high volume, low pressure gun. Okay, had Tyvek suit on, had the ski mask on, had everything on protecting myself. We were sitting outside waiting for that car to dry, and he said, you know, I really want the third coat of clear, because he's a wet sand and buffer. He loves wet sand and buff. Actually, he wet sand and buff most of my cars for me. I hate buffing. I burned a corner one time, never again. I just walked away from it. But what you saw was me sitting out in the car saying, we were sitting there letting it dry, and I said, okay, you really want that last coat? I took that primer gun, and what you saw was me putting that last coat of clear on. Now, we put sealer as the sealer was drying. We put base as the base was setting up. We mixed the first coat of clear with the metal flake. We shot that on. We cleaned the gun out. We cleaned our mixing can out, and then we put 2 more coats of heavy clear. And what you saw was me doing the last bit of the clear. There was no overspray, very little orange peel. We picked the perfect time of day to do it. So all you armed couch potatoes or whatever, you know what, guys? Don't pick on somebody else's work. You don't know what they're going for. Some guys get to the point they're just so tired of working on the car, they just want to get it out and drive, and they'll fix it later. And that's the joy of owning your own car and being able to do this kind of work. So don't pick on somebody else's work. When I was young in this industry, I walked around car shows. It's hard for me to walk around a car show and see some of that stuff. But you know what? You don't know what the story is behind what it took that man to get that. Okay? So you want to spend the extra 60 hours and pay the extra 60 hours to really get a car straight? Go for it. We're just not them kind of people. We enjoy driving our cars. We're not going to be afraid if something happens. All right, CudaBill out for now. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I'm taking off to Maryland Sunday. Gonna do something different. Going out and party at the barge or over at the docks and watch them boat docking. Hope everybody had a great weekend. CudaBill out for now.